Hey everybody, welcome to another Freestyle Friday, where every week I make up a song based off suggestions y'all have given. So this week's Freestyle Friday is about cornflakes, duckbills, why alligators should not be doctors, why plover birds make great dentists, why some moldy cheese is good and some moldy cheese isn't, death metal bands, billy goats, and Jam Cataclysm. Here we go. Yesterday I woke up with a pain in my foot, and I knew what I needed to do. Went to the doctor, but I was new in town, so I wasn't sure which doctor to go to. The first one in the phone book was named Dr. Al, and I thought that sounded fine by me. But when I got to the doctor, I found out that he was an alligator doing procedures on me. I was a little bit nervous to have an alligator as my MD, and I wasn't sure what his purpose was, being an alligator and a doctor, you see. But I decided to trust him, and he diagnosed me with, well, a disease. But he couldn't tell me what it was, because he was an alligator, so he couldn't really speak. And then he bit off my hand, and it was really painful and bad, and he was probably the worst doctor that I've ever had. But I thought maybe I should give him another chance, but then he bit off my foot, and I could barely dance. So never go to Dr. Al, 'cause alligators aren't good medical professionals. I thought maybe I'd find out, but oh gosh, why'd I try to rhyme with professional? And then that afternoon, I started getting an ache in my mouth, and I was pretty sure that my dentist had not migrated south. So I went to my usual dentist, and you might think it's absurd, but let me tell you, he's the best dentist I've ever had, and he's a plover bird. So not only did my dentist fix the ache for my tooth, he also manufactured a new hand and foot and repaired the damage the alligator had done. That's the truth. And then in the waiting room, on my way out the door, there were some snacks, a platter of cheese, and I wasn't sure what it was for. And the receptionist said they were doing an experiment to see which kind of cheese was best. Some of it was good moldy, other was bad moldy, but I thought I'd just try my best, and I ate the most delicious blue cheese I've ever had. And the other cheese there, well, it was too moldy, and it smelled even really bad, even worse than blue cheese. And I thought to myself, where have I smelled this smell before? And I remembered years ago my Jam Cataclysm, when I was laying on the floor and there was just so much gunk between my toes and I didn't even know what it was. I thought maybe it was blue moldy cheese and it was just so gross. But this cheese was delicious and I was feeling really good about my day. Yeah, so what, I'd lost a hand and a foot, but you know, my dentist plover bird was amazing, and blue cheese is one of my favorite types of cheeses, and honestly I was feeling pretty good. But then I started feeling something scratchy in my throat, and I knew I needed to go see my ear, nose, and throat doctor, who's a billy goat. And Billy, his name is Dr. Billy, the billy goat fixed me right up. And I was so thankful for all these animals with their medical knowledge and stuff, except for Dr. Al. I gave him 1 star on Yelp, and if you need a doctor to help you out, don't go to an alligator. It was a total and complete disaster. Total disaster. So I headed home and got ready for bed. Ate a big bowl of cornflakes, cause that's my favorite bedtime snack, instead of the moldy cheese that some people like and some people don't. And if you tried to get me to eat the bad moldy cheese in my cornflakes, man, I definitely won't. It was quite a day, a lot of fun and pain to be had. And as I put my head on my pillow, I was just so glad that I was full of delicious, yummy food, and that I could find a different doctor who would be a better dude besides an alligator, because that was a disaster. Okay, let me double check to make sure I got all the topics, because my iPad fell asleep and normally I have a cheat list. Oh my gosh, I forgot 2 things. Okay, song continues. That night I dreamed of something pretty crazy. It was my doctor, my dentist, and my ear, nose, and throat doctor. And it's kinda hazy, but I'm pretty sure they were in a death metal band, the best one out of Denton. And they played some heavy death metal tunes that I don't think I'll ever be forgetting. And they were called the Duckbills, that was the name of the band. And they were up on the stand, and people were cheering and headbanging too. It was a crazy death metal band like a zoo. And they had a 1-hit wonder that they called Jam Cataclysm. And it was an amazing, amazing song, but that was before they broke up. Yeah, the schism was tough, but fortunately I still remember how the Toe Jam Cataclysm chorus went for their death metal band before the whole endeavor was spent. And it went like this: Toe Jam Cataclysm, Toe Jam Cataclysm, Toe Jam Cataclysm. Alright, that was all the topics. Tune in next week for another Freestyle Friday, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and check out some of my other fun videos on there. Just came out with Unicorn on a Unicycle, which is a blast, so check that out, and I hope to see you next week with more suggestions.